Ecuador means equator. Balanced between the hemispheres, this South American country straddles the influences of the industrial North and the agricultural South, of modern progress and ancient cultures, of urban development and ecological biodiversity. The Yasuni National Park accounts for more species of trees and bushes than all of North America put together, and holds the greatest number of species of reptiles and amphibians in all of South America. It has the highest insect biodiversity in the world, and 44% of the bird species of the entire Amazon basin can be found in the Yasuni. President Correa's progressive economic development policies have brought new roads and bridges, modern hospitals and schools, health services, and land redistribution. But this progress has come at a high price. Ecuador is financing much of its development through the extractive industries of mining and oil drilling, in large part to pay its debt to countries like China. Oil drilling has been occurring in Ecuador for many years and has left a path of destruction and permanent contamination wherever it has occurred. Part of Ecuador's debt to China will be paid in crude oil. President Correa now intends to extract low-quality crude oil from one of the most biodiverse and culturally sensitive areas on the planet, the ITT block, a region that borders and extends into the Yasuni National Park, a UNESCO-designated biosphere reserve. The ITT block gets its name from exploratory wells in Ishpingo, Tambococha, and Tiputini. But to the oil industry, this lush Amazon region, home to isolated indigenous tribes and the globe's greatest concentration of flora, fauna, and as yet undiscovered species, is simply known as oil field number 43. However, unlike other oil fields the world over, the area of oil field number 43 has protections unknown anywhere else on the planet, because Ecuador's constitution contains specific protections for the rights of political participation, the rights of isolated indigenous communities, and the rights of nature, the first and only country in the world to include such protections. A natural environment that is being threatened has the right to invoke its constitutional protections, as does any member of Ecuadorian society. Article 71 of the Constitution states, "Nature, also known as Pachamama, where life is reproduced and achieved, has the right to the complete respect of her existence and to the maintenance and regeneration of her vital cycles, structure, functions, and evolutionary processes. Every person, community, people, or nationality will be able to demand of the public authority the enforcement of the rights of nature. Oil extraction in the ITT block violates several articles of Ecuador's own constitution. Enter the Unidos. Embracing the protections of their progressive constitution and the democratic process which is firmly established in Ecuador, the Unidos Youth Collective was created in 2013 with the goal of stopping planned oil extraction in the ITT oil block of Ecuador's Yasuní National Park through a national referendum. In October 2013, they began the daunting task of collecting the 584,000 signatures necessary to call for such a referendum. Despite a persistent campaign by the Ecuadorian government to delegitimize the Unidos and confuse the citizens about the referendum, the Unidos galvanized the country, collecting more than 750,000 signatures, 5% of the national population. Far surpassing the number required, in April 2014 they presented the signatures to the National Electoral Council for verification. The Council proceeded to annul more than half of them, in large part due to formalities like the size or weight of the paper or the order of the signatures' first and last names. On May 6th, the Council announced that only 360,000 signatures were valid, far short of the requisite number. The voice of the Ecuadorian people was silenced within their country by the dismissal of their call for a referendum. But their voices continued to be heard, calling out for support from the international community.
We have to analyze what are the gains of the civil society in Ecuador, and what are the civil society limitations with this progressive government. What happened ever since you started, the criminalization of protests, destruction of the expansion of the oil frontier, mining, the irrespect of human rights and the human rights violations in Ecuador, and they closed down the bilingual education system in Ecuador because the government thinks that through bilingual schools, that's how the indigenous have more access to power. So it's a long issue to analyze. Climate change. When we talk about climate change, I think there's a thing where you have to start acting now. In a lot of countries, not only Ecuador, and it's okay. On one side, they have the reason. Okay, let's say, okay, now you're telling us that we cannot do CO2 emissions, and because you already done too much. It's not a matter of who has emitted more or who has contributed more to climate change. It's about doing something right now for the sake of the planet itself. I think we have to stop being rhetoric about it. It's more about take action and do something right now, because we don't have more time for rhetoric. We're moving 100 years over rhetoric right now, and we need to do something for the planet.
The continued threat to our planet's environment, the exploitation and destruction of forests, mountains, rivers, and communities is a threat to us all. The Unidos continue to fight for a post-extractivist Ecuadorian society and for nature's right to fight back when threatened.